Hola!
Hola!
And welcome to the channel Between the Lakes with Mike and Yvonne.
Today is Good Friday. It's a lovely warm sunny day and we're off to see some really good friends of ours. Things having a barbecue.
Are they? Let's go then.
Come on. These two friends have at last, after previously being disappointed, thinking they couldn't afford it, have now decided to apply for the non-lucrative visa. We are going to follow them over the next few weeks and report on their progress. We have known them here in Torrevieja since May 2022 when they contacted us and wanted to buy us a beer after watching our YouTube channel. We have been friends ever since and we catch up with them every time we come to Torrevieja. Hello, Grahame and Julie. Welcome to Between the Lakes. You're both retired now, and what did you do before you retired?
I worked for a company that makes medical products.
And I was a bus driver.
Right. Many years?
Yeah, bus driver for about 13 years. I've been retired now 6 years.
Yeah. Any funny stories?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of funny stories. But whether they'll be allowed on camera, I don't know.
Okay, we've got to keep it clean.
Yeah.
Before you decided to make this life-changing decision about coming here to live permanently, how much time did you spend in Spain?
Well, we've been coming here for about over 20 years now. Mainly at the beginning to Graham's sister and brother-in-law who lived here. So we'd come out for holidays a couple of times a year, maybe 2 weeks at a time.
Yeah, so
that sort of thing, yeah.
Holidays permitting,
Holidays,
that type of thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, when you retired, and you like I say, you approached us about it, and we got the impression that you wanted to retire here full time, but something put you off. What was it that put you off?
Yeah, I looked on places like YouTube and other things like that, and there was nothing clear. It was all as, you know, we thought we'd have to have a lot of money to move here, so we just dismissed it because we just didn't think we could afford to do it.
Right, and what sort of figures did you see online then?
Well, we knew we needed 36,000 from the beginning.
That's for a couple.
That's for the couple. And then it went up to 72,000 on the second and third year.
Yeah.
Now we thought that 36,000, or what I think we were told that had to stay in the bank. We had to, then we had to have 72,000 on the second and the third year.
Yeah.
Also, which was misleading, we was told we'd have to have 2,500 going into a bank account each month.
Yeah.
And there's no way we could do that. No way. And so we just dismissed it and just left it.
Yeah.
Now we're it.
Yeah. There's a lot of misinformation online.
Yeah, there was a lot. I tried to go through different things, look at different things, ask people, but we were getting nothing back from it to say any different.
I mean, during the time when you came here, before you made that decision, you probably had to check out the 90-day thing as well, did you? You know, like...
Yeah.
Well, probably as you retired and then you made the decision just to not go for the residency, you probably thought about doing the 90 days,
Yeah.
Which is what we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you need some sort of a calculator, don't you, to make that work?
Yeah.
You know, you've got to check out when you go, and you can't be longer than 90 days, otherwise you get into trouble. And that could actually jeopardise your chances of being a resident.
Yeah.
You really need to get that right. So did you use an app for that?
Yeah, there's one I've got on my phone at the moment. It's pretty good. It's a calendar, and it tells you in blue how many days you got. When you go over the 90 days, it'll go into red.
Right.
And then you know you can't go past that.
Yeah, and it works it all out for you.
And that, and then you just wait till the next 3 months, and then you do it again. And
Right.
and as long as it stays blue, you're in with it.
Do you know what they call it? Is it the 90 and 180? Was it from our video?
Yeah, I think it were.
So for those of you looking at home, it's called NINETY 180 in numbers.com.
I think that's
I think it's
right.
that one, don't you?
Yeah.
So we put a little link below. We'll put a link in the description as well. But that's a really good calendar made by a guy called Phil Bellamy, who we congratulated on his app when it first came out. It was fantastic. So yeah, there's another one as well called Schengen Simple, which is the one that we use, but you don't have to pay for that one, and I think it's $7.99 a year. But that's very good, and it looks at the future bookings as well as your past ones as well. You own your own Spanish property,
We do.
which is a big advantage. Also looks good on your application form as well, which is fantastic. You've been visiting Spain regularly for many years. Going back to when you decided to actually make that life-changing decision, what was it that made you change your mind, and what was it that sort of made you think this is for us now? We've now found out the truth, and somebody must have helped you along the way.
Yeah, we met somebody that, in fact, it was through yourselves.
When we met Simon.
When we met
through
Simon.
You, yes,
That's right.
yes, it
Simon,
was.
we met Simon through you,
Yeah.
and that was, to me, that was fate really, because he's the
Meeting
person.
Simon
Yeah.
and his wife Sue, they knew what we wanted to do. They knew we thought we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So they helped us. They helped us so much.
Yeah,
They
brilliant.
went through everything with us, wrote it down so we could understand it,
Yeah,
made it clear.
I mean, Simon was very persistent.
He was.
But we weren't.
Yeah.
we weren't listening. You know,
Yeah.
it was sort of going in.
you sort of negatively dismissed
Yeah,
it because
you
of the
know,
online
and
misinformation.
I thought, we can't do it. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
But then I don't know what it was, but he said something, and then I came out with all the figures, etc., etc., and Sue just wrote it all out, and
They
we
just
looked,
worked it out for us.
and it was there. What we
What
could
was
do.
the thing that made you think we can afford it? What was it that swayed it?
What we didn't understand was, being on state pension,
Yeah.
we didn't understand that amount of state pension came off the total amount that you needed. So once they've taken that off, we just have to make the shortfall up,
Yeah,
which we can do.
right.
And
Yeah.
that was the biggest thing we didn't understand.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter how much state pension you get. If you only get state pension between, you just have to make
It
the
doesn't
shortfall.
matter, yes,
Yeah.
whatever.
That's all it is.
Yes,
yeah.
it is.
So your passive income, your pension,
Yes.
which could,
Yeah.
for the two of you, could be as much as, or it could be up to 24,000 or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
And that would come off
Yes.
That
the
would come off
36.
That's
the
what we
actual.
didn't
Yeah,
realise.
So your shortfall would be 12.
Yeah,
yeah.
So that makes a massive difference,
it
doesn't
does,
it?
a big difference.
You know,
And what you've got to remember as well is that your pension is in pound sterling. That's in euros.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you've got to calculate, and you'll find that you
That
can,
24,000 then
Yeah.
becomes 30,000
Yeah.
euros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or then you've got you get the just to fill in the shortfall
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah. Brilliant.
So it does make it easier.
So it makes it a lot. It made it a lot simpler for us to
Yeah.
understand.
So then you decided, let's go for
Let's
it.
go for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Which is what you had to do a couple of years before.
It is, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Simon, who's a subscriber of ours, a friend of ours as well, Simon and Sue, who's very knowledgeable, isn't he?
Yes,
Very,
it very.
very.
And
Yeah.
he's one of these that he watches all the YouTube
He does,
programs
yeah.
about, and he's researched it, and he knows exactly what's going on.
We weren't sure, but really we felt, well, Simon's researched it. We're quite sure he knows what he's doing, and it made us feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
trusted him on
Yes,
what he was
we did.
telling you.
Yeah,
Because
and
he's nothing to gain from it.
Sue,
So.
she's the same as us. Basically, you can tell us things, and it'll sort of go out one ear, like she said.
Yeah.
And I like to write it down and get it done, and which she did for us.
Just makes
Yeah.
it look
Hell
simpler,
of a lot.
doesn't it? And you
Yeah.
can understand
Made
it.
it clearer.
Yeah.
Did Simon introduce you to Chris from UpSticks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a chap I think he's in Costa del Sol, which is quite away from here, but he still helps anybody in Spain that wants to do this.
And he's got
and make this
contacts
work.
here as well, Mike.
Yeah, and he's got people that
Yeah.
work for him in this area.
Yeah. Anything like driving license, anything like that,
Yeah.
all that sort of thing. He'll do that.
So, and his company's called UpSticks, and they are very good. I mean, they do have a fee, of course, for using their services, but they hold your hand throughout the whole
Yeah.
process,
Yeah.
and it gives you a lot of confidence in what you're doing. I think he charges $6.95 per person, but for that you get he goes through every single form with you. I think you fill out a form in advance, don't you? So then he's got all the details
The
up front.
the first meeting is a phone call. You go online, you book an appointment. So
Yeah.
you wait for the call, you get the call, he talks to you, And he will then decide whether or not you are legible to be able to come
qualify
out.
for the thing, yeah.
And if he thinks he'll carry on going through it.
Yeah. So he doesn't take your money first and then say he can't do it.
No.
He's a fair guy.
You
He knows
get a
what he's doing.
20-minute free call.
Yeah.
First of all.
Yeah.
And then from that stems the next stages.
He sends you a pack or something, doesn't he?
He sends you the links, a police check, and you have to do a medical certificate, which is done in Spain, very easy to do. And then you just go, they do it, and then you collect it. And then you also need a up-to-date marriage certificate.
Yeah, so all the forms and things that you know, but he does help you with all that, you know, because he's quite complicated, I suppose, really. And he knows that he's done it for so many people. He'll know exactly what the
he's very
shortfalls
good.
are, yeah.
And he's always on the end of the phone if you need him.
So, I've got a application forms to fill out, taxes, application fee, visa application fees, £575, which is the initial fee that you've got to do that in UK. So I think there's 3 consulate places in the UK. There's one in Manchester. Is there one in Newcastle? One in Birmingham?
Edinburgh and London.
All right, Edinburgh, London and Manchester. Is that what it is? Yeah. So you obviously go to Manchester from Leicester. You're based in Leicester. And you haven't done that yet, have you?
No.
You've got that to do, which
We've
is your
had
next step when you go back.
Yeah. After that initial bits and bobs for the police check and all, he sends you a pack.
Yeah.
Then, and in that pack you've got all the forms that he's filled in for you, because it has to be in Spanish. So it's all done in that. It has to be stamped, etc. When we get back to England, then that's when we do the rest.
Yeah.
And we have to send the other documents to him.
Yeah. So there's like 2 stages, isn't there? The stage, you do a stage in the UK, and then when you come back here, then you've got to go to the Spanish place and get your TIE card, and then you're almost there, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's a long process, isn't it? Because you've got.
Well, he says about 6 weeks apparently.
Yeah.
So he says.
From the first phone call, he said 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
To be going to the embassy.
Yeah. And then it's a 5-year process, the full residency. Yeah. So you've got your first year. Yeah. Then it's assessed after 2 years, and then after 2 years again, and after the 5 years, and then as soon as you get your TIE card, you're a resident.
Yes,
in terms of law and everything.
Then you don't have to work at the 90 days.
What happens when you get to the embassy and you hand in your pack? Also, you hand in your passports, and they keep the passports. If they grant you the visa, you'll get the passports back and the visa. Then you've got 90 days to come back into the country, and the 30 days to register.
Right.
But Chris says, the quicker you can get back in the country, the better, because of making appointments to get to the for the visa thing.
Yeah. But it's good that you've got Chris to sort of tell you all these little points that you wouldn't have otherwise known.
We wouldn't have been able to done it without him.
There's no way.
I think once you've got your visa, they're likely to come back as soon as you can.
Yeah.
But once it's registered, then even if you don't get your appointment, they know you're registered to get that appointment.
To sum it up, really, from your delay in the application is because of the misinformation, which I think.
Yes, and also we didn't mention the health insurance.
Yeah,
we thought we'd have to have a hefty health insurance
policy. Yeah.
But with us being on state pension, we get the.
That's right. Yeah. So actually, we should point out at this stage that we are talking about retired people that are on the pension, like we are. We're state pensioners, aren't you?
I am now, yes.
And, if you're not a pension, obviously you've got to go a different route. But if you're retired and you want to come to Spain, the best way forward is a non-lucrative visa. You're not allowed to work, but who wants to work when you've retired? You don't want to work. You just want to come here and enjoy the sunshine. But there's also the digital nomad visa, which is for people that work online and they can run the businesses online from anywhere in the world. They would have to apply for that. But the other thing that's important about the non-lucrative visa is that all the worry about the health insurance is scuppered, because all you do is fill out an S1 form, and once that's ratified, then because a reciprocal agreement between Spain and UK, they just swap the responsibilities of the healthcare, so it goes from UK to Spain, and all you do is fill out the S1 form. So you've got no worries about paying hefty monthly insurances.
That's good.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
that,
that's
yes,
fine.
that was a big thing as
That
well.
was,
Yeah, that's a massive.
You're
I
talking
mean,
£1,000 a
Yeah,
year,
it's- that was-
Yeah.
at least.
yeah.
yeah, that's the other thing that we weren't told properly, wasn't it? And as well, so
So you'll soon be living the life of Riley.
Hopefully.
hopefully,
Fingers crossed.
watch part 2. I should think is the thing just to.
Yeah. Well,
Soon
we
as-
will. We will.
As soon as we get that visa in our hands, we'll.
Yeah, we'll catch up with you
hopefully.
again. Because we're back in August, and you'll be back in
Yes.
August.
Hopefully.
And you'll have been home at that time.
We will.
You'll have been to the consulate in Manchester.
Yes.
Hopefully, get me some pictures so we can
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
can see how
Yeah,
you
we'll
went
get
on.
them.
And we'll see
Hopefully
you
we're
in
going waving the.
waving the
visa.
the visa. Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic. So we will bring you up to date in the second episode, but we will catch up in September or August, September, and we'll bring you up to date with Grahame and Julie's story, and we can see how they've gone on. A non-lucrative visa is Spain's retirement visa for third country nationals, which now includes British citizens. As long as you meet the minimum financial requirements to support yourself and your family without working, you can use this visa to live in Spain. Well, that's it for now. Be sure to watch out for the final part of their journey when they return to Spain in August.
And they will have been for their appointment in Manchester, so we'll look forward to seeing how it all went.
And on that note, it's time to wrap the video up. So, it's a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, thumbs down if you haven't enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already.
Because it's free.
And don't forget to hit that notification bell. 3,
3,
2, 1. Bing! Adios.